And now for the news.
Indie.
Album releases, single releases, performances,
News.
events on Indie News.
Indie.
What's going on in the indie community?
News.
Business and community news.
Indie.
Tune in to find out.
News.
Indie media for the indie spirit.
Indie.
Indie News.
News.
Indie News, right here on Wild Radio.
Indie. News.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Caribgem. This is Indie News Live right here on Wild Radio. And today, I am chatting with Empress. And Empress is a outstanding indie hip-hop artist. And we're going to be talking about today her current single, which is called Love is Like a Loaded Gun. Empress, how you doing today?
Hey. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right.
Now, I know that this single was released a little while back.
Mhm.
Okay. When exactly was that date?
Let's see. It was sometime in October. Like we were doing it for like my homies from 301 as a conglomerate out in Fiji or whatever. But they do 301 Thursdays, and that was one of the installments for the month. So we were calling that October Valentine. So because everybody who was coming out with stuff that month, it was like kind of like love related. So like we just went and played on that. So yeah.
Awesome. I listened to the song, and I really like it because I like your style of hip-hop. It's not really, I don't know if raw is the word. It's not too hardcore, but it's not soft either. It's like a nice, chill, relaxing flow. You can bob your head. And, I always like your music because it's like that, and that's usually the mood that I'm in. But tell us the story behind the song, because it seems like it's a story behind it.
It is. Like, I mean, a lot of people don't catch it. Like, I actually said it in the verse, but I'm actually playing the modern day Cupid. And like when I wrote it, it just stemmed from one line in the song. Which line was it? They say love is like a loaded gun. If I'm holding the pistol, why am I the only one who's scared of death? Cupid never shot himself. So, you know what I mean? So, like, I just filmed everything from around that point on, and just, like, my imagination just went all over the place. Like, modern-day Cupid just, like, she's a she at this point, and, more like a vigilante instead of, like, somebody, like, real pleasant with feathers and bow and arrows and stuff. No, like, I'm coming out with shotguns and, like... So
we're seeing the other side of the Cupid.
Exactly, like a real... malicious Cupid, pretty much. So yeah. Okay,
I like that. That just gives everybody a different perspective, because everybody has this lovey-dovey view of who
right
is. So now you're just giving them a different, way to think about Cupid and look at Cupid. Now with this song, do we have a video? Do you have a video with this song?
Not yet. Like, we're actually in the works of doing that. Like, I want to put it out with a bunch. I'm going to come out with at least 3 videos at once. So that will be definitely one of them. So, like, you can hear it. Of course, it's like a few months old or whatever, but it'll come out with the more recent stuff that will come from the next project that releases. So, yeah. Okay.
And what particular project is Love is Like a Loaded Gun from? Like, what album is it from? Or is it from a mixtape? What is it?
I'll probably add it to Streetlights and Beat Tape, most likely.
Okay.
So, yeah, but as of right now, it's standing out on its own right now.
And I know that Love is Like a Loaded Gun is available to be listened at empress.bandcamp.com. And what other things do you have on your Bandcamp?
Bandcamp, I have, oh, man. I actually don't have, I had my first mixtape on there, but I actually don't. I'm like my own worst critic, and one day I was at work. I was like, this sounds horrible. And I just went on and deleted it, and then people started asking for it again, so I was like, I got to load this back up. So
yeah, you got to put it there. You got to keep that music up there.
It's crazy.
Can't be too hard on yourself, because there's somebody out there that loves it.
Right. Like,
you
and
I'm
starting to see that now.
Yes, of course. Now, so, have you gotten a chance to perform this song at any event?
I have. And
what was the response?
The response, like, it was almost weird because as soon, like, the beat dropped so heavy, so, like, as soon as, like, people hear it, like, they'll react to it and just, like, rocking out to the beat. But then when it mellows out in the middle of it, they can actually hear what I'm saying, and that's when the hardest line hits. So, like, they're listening, they're like, oh, shoot. So people just stop. Like, so it's like, I'm like, all right, cool, I got your attention. I'm glad you're listening, but it's just weird to see people just stand still and be like, oh, crap, like, what the heck is happening? But, like, It's been a really good response. I think I performed it maybe twice. It's been a really, really good response from it.
You know what? I'm going to put this out there right now. Our 5-year anniversary is coming up in May, and during that time, we're going to be having our Community Day, an official grand opening for our broadcasting studio, and I would love to invite you out to perform that song. I'm
totally there.
Okay, we're going to give you more information about that as, you know, the time moves on, but it's going to be in May. I believe the exact date tentatively right now is May the 18th. So I would love for you to come down and perform that because I really do like that song. I have a lot of preferences. I'm kind of hard when I critique in a sense. Comes to hip-hop, it's a lot of people that mistake their music for hip-hop, and I don't know what they think it is, but it's not hip-hop. It's not real hip-hop.
Right.
When I hear real hip-hop, like, I love it. I stick to it. I support those artists. You know, I try to listen out for their new songs coming out because I think we've had a couple of songs of your older songs on the station, so I was happy to hear when you came out with this one, and I know it came out a few months back, but I'm glad that we have it in our new music rotation for March. It is, and it's also featured in the indie spot. If you go to www.yuradio.net, you can hear Empress's song "Love Is Like a Loaded Gun." It's in our indie spot music player, and I believe as soon as you enter the page, it starts playing. So. So it's definitely featured. I think it's going to be featured for the rest of March in the indie spot. So you guys got to go check it out. If you don't check it out there, check it out at empress.bandcamp.com. Now, I didn't do this in the beginning because I don't even have an interview technique. I'm just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I like it. You know, nobody ever knows how I'm going to, ask something or anything like that. I'm not normally routine with my interviews. So what would normally be asked in the beginning is, stuff about you. Where were you born and raised? How did you get into music? Who were some of your influences? Stuff like that.
Well, I was born and raised in PG County. A lot of people don't know that, and it's weird. It's like people from PG County ask me where I'm from. I'm like, I'm from here. What are you talking about? But like, born and raised in PG County. I started rhyming when I was maybe 14. It was like, but I was around it. Like my dad was a DJ, and I was raised up on like hip hop, R&B, soul, a lot of house. Like is a bunch. And my brother is an MC also, so it's like I was the little sister sneaking downstairs, like on the step, looking at him and his folks, rhyme or whatever, and getting kicked out of the room and stuff like that. So yeah, like I actually stole his Camp Low CD, and if he hears this interview, then he knows exactly where it is. But I never told him that I stole it.
We thank him for influencing you because without that influence, you wouldn't be the Empress you are today. So thank you, brother.
Exactly. So like pretty much. I recently left this area and moved to Philly probably about a year and a half ago. Just because I wanted to conquer something new or whatever. But like I needed a change. I felt kind of stagnant out here because I've been here all my life. So like let me go ahead and bounce and just see what everything is about. But yeah, like I'm mad simple. A lot of people see me at places with the camera in my hand. I'm also a photographer, but first and foremost, I'm an MC. Don't get that mistaken, people.
It's always good to have something else though that you're good at. Definitely. And I have seen your photography, and I've been at a few events that you've been at doing photography. You do a very good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Problem. Let's see. Some of your influences. That was the next thing I wanted to ask you. Who are some of your mainstream influences, and then tell me who are some of your indie influences.
Like I actually saw two of my biggest influences last night. That's why I'm so hoarse. Like I saw Rakim and Slick Rick last night, Like,
oh, awesome.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
bad. That's
like,
so dope.
Yeah. Like, when I tell you, like, we walked in and, like, as soon as we walked in the theater, like, we were right at the balcony and people was like, yeah, there's no way you're getting on the floor. You can't even get close to the stage. It took me 3 minutes to get right to the stage. I was literally leaning on the stage. Like,
wow.
Within the first 5 minutes of me walking into the building. Like, I was not playing. It was crazy. Like, they did so, oh my gosh, like, if I'd talk about it for hours. But like them two pretty much, Missy, of course, Salt and Pepper, of course, MC Light, of course, like Kim, for real, like seriously. But Biggie is like another one of the biggest influences also. And let's see, Indie. Man, Indie. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because it's so much. Like, I've been listening to like so many indie producers lately. It's not even funny. Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
I know like a lot of people that I'm around. Like Song 301 is a big influence. Mando is a big influence. Like, I've seen that man grow like for so many years, and like he just got stronger and stronger. Like, it's, you know, he's a huge influence.
He's a very good artist.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love that boy to death. I need to call him, as a matter of fact.
About time.
Right. But yeah, like, what's his name? Roddy MC, J Mills, T Fever, like my homie Solo.
Oh, I love Roddy MC.
Yo, like she's killing right now.
I tell anybody, the track that she had, I think it was Anything You Like.
Oh man.
Love that track. It is always in my indie playlist.
Yeah.
That song, I will always and forever. I love the new stuff she has out, but that is my jam.
It's always that one joint that you can't get away from, though. Like, that's with anybody. That's always that one joint.
The longest time we had it in rotation, and I'm just like, I can't take it out. I just love it too much. And I finally had to do it. When I bring my show back, I got my Indie Love show come back, that is something that will probably always be in that playlist. I love that song so much. Now, some of the people that you named who are your influences as far as indie goes, have you collaborated with any of them?
I did. I collaborated with J Mills. I collaborated with Roddy MC. I collaborated with Solo. I just finally recently collaborated with T Fever. Like, we've been trying to sit and make a joint for like almost 3 years, and like a few weeks ago we finally got in the studio together and knocked it out. Like, that was crazy. Like, the stuff that she got, oh my god. But yeah, like that was crazy. That was an experience, you know what I'm saying? That's the homie. Shout out to T Show.
Shout her out, yes, shout her out.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Okay. Well, we're coming close to the end of the interview, but I want to ask you something, okay? It's something a little personal, not too personal. I don't get too personal. It's going to give you the freedom to choose what you tell us. Tell us a little known fact about you.
A little known fact about me. Gosh, there's so many. Oh my gosh.
We just need a little one. Just a little one.
It could be anything.
Anything you want the listeners to know about Empress that nobody really knows. Man.
All right. Well, some people probably kind of sort of picked up on it a little bit just by seeing, you know, how I interact and how I move, whatever. Like, I don't play when I tell people that I have ADD and OCD. Like, it's really out of control. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It is crazy. Like, the mixture of the two is ridiculous. And I get laughed at all the time.
Give us an example of the two working.
Oh, man. Man. Like, all right, have you seen the movie Up?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, the dogs with the squirrel moment.
Oh, my goodness.
That's me 24/7. Like, no exaggeration. Like, you can ask anybody. Like, it's ridiculous. I get laughed at all the time.
I see the example there. That's a good example.
Like, you know, it's just like I'm in the house. I'll just randomly be in the house, and I'll just walk around the house, like, checking a bunch of stuff. An hour later, I'll do the same thing, just check a bunch of stuff. Like, it was really, really bad when I was in high school. Like, I tell certain people this because I don't like to get clowned all the time, but when I was in high school, every morning at 4 a.m., I would wake up, shower, get dressed. I would listen to the first Missy album from beginning to end.
Wow.
Right. And then right after that, I would leave my room. I'll go in the guest room. I'll watch Thriller, The Making of Thriller, half of Moonwalker, and the Scream video.
What?
By then, it was like 7:15, 7:30, and it was time for me to walk out the house. 5 days a week for 3 years.
Wow. All right, people, you heard it here first on Wild Radio.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But yeah, like I kind of tamed it a little bit, but there's still certain things that I'm kind of out of control about.
Well, that's a good fact. I think that's the best fact I've heard thus far.
It's probably the best because it's the funniest.
I think that has a lot to do with it. I do. Tell the listeners where we can find you. Are you on social media? Well, we know you have a Bandcamp, empress.bandcamp.com. Are you on Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud? Where else can we find you?
I am on everything but eHarmony. If you spell the name right, EMPERESS, you will find me. I'm on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook. I hate saying this, Instagram. But like anything, you look that up and spell the name right, then you'll find me. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Empress, thank you for taking the time to chat with me about, your current single, Love is Like a Loaded Gun. You guys
thanks
heard
for
it
having
right.
me, man.
No problem. I have to sit down with you again, and we're going to chat about the album you mentioned earlier that you may be putting a song on, and we're going to talk a bit more. Especially, I want to talk to you on the photography side, so that has to definitely be a different interview.
Word up.
The photography.
Right.
But you guys heard it right here. Indie News Live on Wild Radio. If you want to catch Empress on any of the Wild Radio sites, you can go to the Indie Spot. That's at www.wilduradio.net. She is one of the featured tracks on the Indie News Spot player. Keep it locked right here to Wild Radio for more awesome interviews. Indie Media for your indie spirit.
This has been another Wild Radio interview. Please contact info@wilduradio.net with any inquiries.